Am I audible? Can everybody see the presentation? Oh. All right. Okay, very good. Please make sure that everybody has written their name in the chat box for attendance. Okay. All right. So let's begin. So today, what were we doing yesterday? Okay, we finished this. All right. Training and development phase we have to start. Okay. So the third phase of EDPs or organizing EDPs, or we can say stages of EDP. The third stage is training and development phase. Okay, training helps the entrepreneur in preparing feasible and viable projects, in enhancing the skills, in taking suitable decisions, and in motivating them to become self-employed. Once the suitable candidates are identified, they have to be equipped with managerial and technical skills to start the enterprise. Since the candidates have a variety of background and qualities, they need a training program of various contents. Okay, so once we have identified who should be given the training and what is the kind of training that has to be given according to the target group, according to the applications that have come in, we have to set up the contents of the EDP. The contents of the training should include the following: general principles of entrepreneurship. So the beginning is obviously the introduction of entrepreneurship, what it means, what are the things that you should be aware of, what are the qualities that you should possess or develop within you in order to become an entrepreneur. Then motivational thinking. Motivational training is the second phase or the second part of the training is to motivate the entrepreneurs. First you have to tell them what entrepreneurship is and how they can become an entrepreneur. Next we motivate them to become the entrepreneur. Now this is done by various methods, like it may be bringing in some kind of successful entrepreneur or a motivational speaker, a counselor. There are various ways. Okay, then technical knowledge. Then we come to motivation is also important. Then there is technical background. Now people who are from technical background are aware of a lot of things that are going on in the technical area. Okay, but a lot of people are not from technical background, like people or students like you all. You are from the management background, from commerce background. So there are people from all kinds of backgrounds. So they have to be introduced to a little bit of technical knowledge, or maybe it is also judged what level of technical knowledge the crowd possesses, the participants possess. Then managerial skills. Managerial skills also have to be taught. In order to become a good entrepreneur, you have to become a good manager, because entrepreneurship is all about managing and coordinating and organizing the enterprise or the company or the firm that you're working for. Okay, so management also helps basically in resource management, be not want to waste our resources because resources are limited or scarce. So management skills are also essential to be taught. Then project formulation. Now a very crucial part of starting an enterprise or becoming an entrepreneur is to create a project proposal. Okay, in a project proposal, it is a document that has to be submitted whenever you are applying for any kind of assistance, okay, or permission. Assistance saying like maybe financial assistance. Basically financial assistance is the one that usually people apply for. Then if you're applying for grant of some scheme benefits, if you want to have purchase land or want permission to use land from the government, you want permission to start production of some XYZ product, whatever it may be. Okay, every organization, every business, no matter how small or how big it has to be registered with the government. Without the permission of the government, you cannot work or you cannot run a business. Okay, so project formulation is very important. So in an EDP, the entrepreneurs or the upcoming entrepreneurs are also taught how they can create a project. Okay, what are the things they should remember while creating a project? Okay. So project formulation, a project proposal consists of details about the project. Who will be the owner, what will be the ownership pattern, will it be a sole proprietorship, a partnership, whatever it may be. Then how much financial aid are you applying for or expecting to get, what will be the expected rate of return, what will be the expected price of product that you will sell, how quickly will you reach the break-even point, okay, what is the profit margin per year, where will the project land in say 5 years. Okay, so all these points are covered in project formulation, and so the participants are taught how they can formulate this kind of details and how they can formulate a good successful project proposal. Okay, based on the project proposal, a business is judged whether it should be financed or not, whether it should be given permissions or not. So project formulation is a very crucial point. Then structural arrangement. Now what does structural arrangement mean? Structural arrangement is how the organization should be structured, what should be the working pattern, how many employees would be required, what will be the setup of the organization. All these things are also included in the training. Okay, then market survey. Market survey is also important before beginning the production or conceptualizing the product. You have to be aware of what is going on in the market. Without studying the market, it is very important. It is absolutely impossible to start production or to build up a successful firm. So we have to keep in mind that what is going in the market, what is successful, what are the needs of the customers, what different they need, what I can do better than the products that are already available and being sold in the market. Okay, we do not want to become just a part of the already existing crowd. We want to stand out of it. Okay, so a market survey helps the entrepreneur to stand out of the rest of the competitors. Okay, so we study the market, we study what is going on, what is the market dynamics, how fast it changes, what are the recent changes that have occurred, what should we be prepared for, what are the current needs and preferences of the market. Okay, then support system and procedures. Then it is also very important to make the participants or make the upcoming entrepreneurs aware about what all support systems are available in the country. A lot of government departments are set up in order to help entrepreneurs start their own business. Okay, once they start their own business, after that also a lot of schemes, a lot of organizations, a lot of government departments help them in surviving or solving the problems that they are facing in their business. Okay, so what are the procedures to apply for them? What are the procedures or processes that need to be followed in order to get assistance or support from the government or any body that may be ready to help you in your business. Okay, so awareness about the support systems and the procedures to be followed should also be a part of the content. Then factory visits and implant training. Okay, so factory visit is also very important part. Until and unless you are able to visit and actually see what is going on in the market, what is how of a factory is supposed to work, what is the working conditions, how a factory layout is set up, it becomes easier to visually see rather than just read in books in theory. Okay, so visiting a plant, visiting a factory gives you a different perspective about how to run a business, how to work in a business environment. Okay, so these kind of activities should be involved, should be part of an EDP. So when we attended the EDP, we also went for a factory visit or implant training. I'll see if I have some pictures of those. I'll show you, just a moment. Just hold on, okay? I don't think I have it loaded here. I have to look for it. Okay, I can't find it right now. I'll show it to you maybe tomorrow or someday. Okay, I can't find it right now. I did upload them, but I'm not able to locate it. Okay, so let's continue. Alright, so these are the parts that, or these are the, please switch off your mic, whoever it is. So these are the contents of a successful EDP. Okay, apart from this, there are things or topics that can be covered depending on the need of the participants. Okay, but these are the mandatory sections that have to be involved in a successful EDP. Okay. Next we come to the support system. Now when we talk about the support system, what are the helps that can be achieved by an entrepreneur? Rishika Jain, please switch off your mic. After getting training and equipping himself or herself with the requisite skills, the participant feels competent to set up his own enterprise. In order to start his or her new venture, he or she requires assistance and support of many agencies which supply raw materials, tools, equipment, venture capital, finance and other facilities and services. These agencies help the entrepreneur to materialize his or her idea and projects. Okay, so what are the helps that can be provided? It may include assistance and support in supply of raw material, tools, equipments, venture capital. What is venture capital? Venture capital is one second, I just saw the message. Okay, Shreyanshi, yes, if anybody from your class has attended the factory visit that we took the students to, you can also share the pics if you have. I am not able to find them. Okay, alright, so venture capital we were talking about. Venture capital means there are a lot of investors who offer them money in order to invest in some potential business. These investors are called venture capitalists. Okay, they have the resources, they have the financial resources to invest in a business, and they invest their money, help the business in return for a percentage of their ownership. Maybe usually it's 7 to 8%. Okay, but depending on the amount being invested, it may vary. Okay, support systems form an important part of the EDP. So during an EDP also, the people who come to visit, the people who are giving the training, the experts, the industry people, the investors, all these people are also offer certain support systems to the people who are attending the EDP. Credit service and implementing institutions form the backbone of EDP. The supporting institutions provide strength and coordination to EDP. In order to promote entrepreneurs in the country, it is necessary to develop various support systems, at least in the initial stage of growth. So most of the support that is required by any business is at the beginning stage of setting up the business. Okay, so once the business has been set up, it becomes easier for people to cope up with the changing situations, changing scenarios in the business. But initially, when you are setting up the business, a lot of support is required and appreciated. The support system is essential to mobilize the entrepreneurial resources and inputs. These systems nurture the growth of entrepreneurs. Okay, so I will also give you the names of some of the organizations or departments that offer help to the entrepreneurs. Okay, I'll give it to you. I have them on a brochure kind of a thing. So I'll bring it in the next class and I'll show it to you. Okay. Then next phase is the last phase or the last stage of organizing an EDP is the monitoring and follow-up. Now, once you have completed or successfully attended the EDP, it does not end there. The help and the support and the assistance does not end up there. Okay, the people who have attended the EDP can be in constant touch with the people who have given the training in order to get any kind of help or support or advice or counseling as required. Okay, there are a lot of government departments that also provide training to the employees of the organizations. Okay, for example, I start my own factory and I want my employees to get training. So some kind of mandatory training is also given. Okay, obviously there is a limit to how many people can be involved in the training at once, but it is given in batches. Okay. Okay, so a system of continuous monitoring and follow-up is a must for the success of any entrepreneurial development program. It must be built in every stage of EDP. It is the mechanism through which defects and irregularities can be identified and removed. To be effective, the monitoring procedure should not be bureaucratic. Now, what does bureaucratic mean? Can anybody tell me what bureaucratic means? I want to know what does bureaucratic mean. In case anybody knows, please tell. Yes, official, but in what is the term that we are referring to? What is the problem that we are referring to here? They are saying to be effective, the monitoring procedure should not be bureaucratic. Why are they saying it should not be bureaucratic? We do not want it to be official. Not exactly partial, Vanshika. Actually, bureaucratic means something that involves a lot of official procedures. Okay, you did say official, I agree. It involves a lot of official procedures and processes which are unnecessary and complicated. Okay, so they waste a lot of time and energy of the entrepreneurs. So we do not want that to happen here. Okay, in an EDP, some activities relating. Yes, well-established procedures, we want them to be well-established, but unnecessary rules and regulations are a part of bureaucracy. Okay, that is what we need to avoid. Okay, Madhvi? Some activities relating to the monitoring and follow-up process are as follows. So, what are the things that or activities that are involved in monitoring? Maintaining the biodata file and various records for each training. Okay, so records are maintained Shriyanshi says the Bureau where of that. I'm not able to understand what you mean by this. Okay, so it's okay. We can leave it and move on. So yeah, maintaining the biodata file and various records for each trainee, keeping the various records on written tests and interviews at various stages of training and post training. Okay, so a lot of things are involved, a lot of activities or tests or write-ups are involved in while attending an EDP. Okay, so these tests, these records should be maintained in order to follow up how they performed and how is the progress right now. Okay, then preparing a file and record of work performance of each entrepreneur. Okay, so work performance, we recorded what they did when they were under training. We also record what is the progress of work they are going on or doing right now. Okay, then maintaining contacts with every entrepreneur through letters. Officially, whenever an organization or department contacts you in official capacity, they are always supposed to do it in the form of a writing or a letter. Okay, as it acts as a proof. Okay, so the agency that organizes the EDP is supposed to be in contact with the attendees or the trainees and keep them in contact, keep updating or asking about what is the progress of their work, how are they doing, do they need any help. Alright, then remitting the required information to the entrepreneurs well in time. So remitting what information? Remitting means spreading information or passing on information. So here we are referring to the information relating to various schemes or various benefits that come up with the changes in government policies, procedures. Okay, from time to time government launches a lot of benefits or schemes for entrepreneurs. So the EDPs, the organizers, are responsible for informing or spreading the word about these kind of schemes and initiatives by the government. Okay, so that the entrepreneurs can take the advantage of it. Then visiting the industrial unit or enterprise of every entrepreneur periodically. So this rarely happens. The people who organize the EDP do not ever attend or visually visit the enterprise that has been set up. It may be in a sense that they organize another EDP and take their new attendees or new trainees to the to show the old trainee enterprise as an example of it. Okay, but they do not themselves go and visit the entrepreneurs, but it is a set procedure that they should. Okay, keeping follow-up meetings and a follow-up register. So how many times they have held a meeting with any of the trainees, what is the help that has been given, all that has to be maintained. Now why are we maintaining all this record? So that in future, whenever similar situations arise or whenever people in similar problems we come across, we can help them in similar ways. Okay, knowing about progress of self-employment jobs of every entrepreneur, how many people is he or she offering jobs to, Okay, so as we have discussed, when we look for a job, we are only giving employment to one person, that is ourselves. But when we get self-employed, we offer jobs to a lot of people. Okay, knowing about the repayment of loans taken by the entrepreneurs. So repayment of loan is also very important. The entrepreneur has to repay whatever financial assistance has been given to him or her, and what is the progress of repayment. Okay, is he or she able to repay the loans in time, or is there any kind of problem that they are facing. Then knowing about the coordination between entrepreneur and support system agency. Asking about the progress report of entrepreneur's ventures and his future projects. So basically from in all these points, they are trying to see or follow up what is the progress, or what did they benefit or learn from the EDP. Did it help them? Have they improved in performance as compared to before attending the EDP or not? Okay. So that is what is to be done while monitoring and follow-up procedures. Okay. So we'll stop here today, and tomorrow, not tomorrow, on Monday. I think this is a holiday on Monday, so we will not have any class on Monday. So we'll have a class now on Tuesday. Okay. And tomorrow we will have a class for MIS. Okay.